Hello and welcome to the Guild, where we take you through the orders, pre-orders, and news for the upcoming week. As always, I'm Wes and he's Kyle. And Kyle, what do we got for him this week?
Well, this week, unfortunately, there are no new pre-orders for Games Workshop. Hi, Future Kyle here to correct what past Wes and Kyle said. We're going to have to change the pre-order game a little bit. We're going to have to do pre-orders on Tuesday, 2 days after the Sunday preview. So Sunday preview will come out. You'll do your pre-order Tuesday, and then hopefully we'll have everything submitted and turned in time to get everything on time. So slight change. As for last week and the Christmas box pre-orders, hopefully we'll have some more information on them here in the next couple days, and we'll make sure to put a post or something on Facebook. But anyways, all right, back to the news. Christmas holidays has always kind of made that a little bit weird, but we'll get back to you as soon as we know.
Seems almost if you want a package delivered before Christmas, you're going to have to do the Kessel Run in under 12 parsecs.
That's a distance, not a time.
Star Wars Age of Rebellion Core Rulebook. This rulebook is a reprint of the cross-platform Star Wars role-playing game published by Fantasy Flight Games. It will provide everything players and GMs will need to join the rebellion and face off against the ultimate evil in the galaxy. Battle legions of stormtroopers as a soldier, or become a cunning spy, stealing secret plans. However you play, the fate of the galaxy is in your hands.
And if you're into breaking intergalactic law, Star Wars Edge of Empire. As the second cross-compatible Star Wars role-play game published by Fantasy Flight, this 444-page rulebook contains everything players and GMs will need to participate in a grim and gritty adventure in places where morality is gray and nothing is certain.
Don't you hate it when an overreaching political system makes decisions for you in the name of the doing the right thing?
Yeah.
Force and Destiny Core Rulebook. As the last cross-compatible Star Wars roleplay game, this beautifully illustrated 448-page rulebook details everything from creating Force-sensitive characters to the mythology of the Jedi Order and the location inside Sith space. Whatever your path, the Force and Destiny Core Rulebook contains all the information players and game masters will need to launch a roleplay campaign in the Star Wars universe.
You know, I just got to thinking, don't you think it's kind of weird how the Rebellion just lets anybody fly an X-Wing?
Yeah.
Star Wars Legion Crashed X-Wing. This Battlefield expansion lets you immerse yourself in a galaxy far, far away, or it just lets you add some thematic flair. With the depiction of a crashed X-Wing and a rebel pilot, it allows you to play unique scenarios where players salvage the wreckage and rescue the pilot, or capture them.
Speaking of old busted things abandoned in the desert, Boba Fett, Operative Expansion.
Hey.
Boba Fett makes his return to Star Wars Legion with this miniature based on his appearance from The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett. Fighting alongside with the mercenaries or the rebel forces, players can find additional command cards to make Boba Fett even more versatile in combat.
You know, that whole Book of Boba Fett, it was a lot about keeping him alive, right?
Yeah, he had to be in the battle tanks.
Yeah. And speaking of keeping humans alive, precognition. In this new game, Earth has been hit by a deadly plague, and your goal is to usher as many healthy humans as you possibly can downstream, finding food, doctors, and protectors to fight against the many banes. Understanding this new card mechanism, the dual select system, where you will pass cards to other players that will return to you. You will only have 12 turns to make the right choices.
Speaking of pawning off livestock to win the game, Great Western Trail, Argentina. This competitive standalone game has players taking the role of cattle ranchers in Argentina, where you'll have to deliver your cattle across the plains of the Pampas to the train located in Buenos Aires. Expect new twists on the existing features of the Great Western Trail.
And if you're into pounding friends and family into the dirt, the Song of Ice and Fire. This competitive tabletop miniatures game is set in the lands of Westeros. It sees 3 new factions. They include the Dune Vipers, Starfall Knights, and the Starfall Outriders. How will you choose to rule the Iron Throne?
Do you remember Thundercats?
Yeah.
Zombicide, Thundercats expansion.
What?
Yeah, I know. These 3 expansions for the well-known cooperative miniatures board game, Zombicide, has players battling for survival against Mumra the Ever-Living and his zombie hordes for control of Thundera. Pack 1 has Lion-O, Chitara, and Snarf battling against the villainous Slythe, wielding powerful artifacts such as the Sword of Omens, the Claw Shield, Chitara's signature bow staff, and Slythe's custom battle axe. Pack 2 has Tigra, Panthro, Willcat, and Willkate warring against the villainous Jackalman, with Tigra's Bolo Whip, Pantharo's Nunchaku, Kit and Cat's clever bombs, and chemical capsules. With Pack 3 coming with a multitude of unique weapons and effects, in addition to Mumra the Necromancer and the Wretched Abomination.
Chimichangas! Marvel United. Deadpool. This pack comes with Deadpool the hero, Deadpool the villain, Deadpool the challenge, and the loyal sidekick, Bob, who may or may not have had scurvy. Then there's Enter the Spider-Verse. Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Ghost Spider, and of course, the Green Goblin as the mighty villain. The Guardians of the Galaxy remix, with Star-Lord, Groot, Rocket the Raccoon, and Ronan the Accuser as the villain. Rise of the Black Panther. Black Panther, Winter Soldier, Shuri versus the Killmonger. Tales of Asgard with Thor, Krog, Valkyrie versus Loki. Now these next 2 expansions are a little bit different. It includes 6 new teams where they face against the villain to see who can deal the most damage. Now these packs include X-Men Blue Team. This pack includes Psylocke, Jubilee, Rogue, Gambit versus Mr. Sinister. Last but not least is X-Men Gold Team with Archangel, Bishop, Colossus, Iceman, and Sebastian Shaw as the villain. And that wraps it up for releases. Moving on to news.
Well, coming up on Friday, we do have Magic the Gathering, where a lot of us like to get together and play games of Commander.
Yeah, it's pretty fun, and there's usually quite a few people here. But that's not all, because we also have Star Wars Legion Saturday, followed by Warhammer 40K or Warhammer Fantasy Sunday. So be a good time. So, Wes, what are you looking forward to this week?
Honestly, Thundercats. I know it's as random and off the wall as anything, but having been born in the 80s, I want to be Lion-O and I want to stab a zombie.
Yeah, well, it's pretty weird. It sounds interesting because you're getting new equipment, new characters,
Right.
that sort of thing. But as far as the choice for Zombicide Thundercats,
Hey, shut up. Mumra is a mummy. Mummies are undead.
Okay.
Undead is zombie.
All right,
Mumra is
I
zombie.
guess,
It
I
makes
guess.
sense.
I guess. I'm actually looking forward to Legion stuff this week for Boba Fett because I just absolutely love the model, and
Right.
the Crash to X-Wing, which adds some more scenarios, and it does add a fantastic terrain piece.
Yes, it is a very beautiful terrain piece, and it looks like from the scenarios and whatnot I was reading, looks like it's going to add a lot of variety to gameplay.
Yes, yeah, several new scenarios and victory ways to score victory points and that sort of thing, and but yeah, that's gonna be interesting.
The Star Wars roleplay games. I mean, we're big in roleplay here.
Yeah.
We don't really have we don't run a whole bunch of events on roleplay, but at any point in time, if you want
Right.
to run a roleplay game, come on in. I mean, we got tables.
Yeah.
But the Edge of the Empire really has me interested. I mean, I know Star Wars is all about the Jedi and the rebellion, but
Right.
I love the idea of the seedy underbelly, the all the crap that goes
Yeah.
on, all the people that aren't cool enough to be up in the main story
Right,
are down here
right.
just trying to survive.
Yeah. Well, and if I remember right, back in probably early '90s, there was a Star Wars roleplay game that came out, and what I really found interesting about it was that stormtroopers weren't necessarily the bad guys. And so that was an interesting concept. So hopefully they do the same with this. I've never actually played this system, but it does sound interesting. But yeah, they all 3 books look really good, and these are reprints. And so the game itself was discontinued, but a new publisher picked it up and reprinted it.
Restarting it.
Yeah, but it does look like a lot of fun. So and then of course the board games. Song of Ice and Fire. That's
Yeah, that's another war game, but you
Yeah.
know what? We might have to start that one too.
Right. And I know a couple people here at the shop were interested in Song of Ice and Fire, so we're looking out for them. So you know who you are. But yeah, so here's the Song of Ice and Fire campaign expansions. So I guess not campaign, character and faction
Well, it
expansions.
looks like it's mainly just the units. I'm
Yeah,
not sure if it's the whole army per se. I think it's
not
just,
necessarily. No,
I think
it
it's
adds
just
some.
individual units. But
Yeah.
I can't wait to run. I want to run some people down with the mountain.
Yeah. That would maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
He might already be in. I don't know.
He's already out, but if
Yeah.
if some people pick this up and start going, I'm definitely going.
Yeah. If I can get dire wolves, I guess I'm in about it too.
Yeah,
so.
there you go.
But yeah.
Precognition looks real interesting. It's a new card draw mechanic
Yeah.
that has you passing cards off to both sides and then receiving cards back to play, and it's all about strategy and making
Right.
sure that the cards I give you aren't going to help you too much,
Right.
but also tries to make sure I get the card back that I want.
Yeah, and you're trying to predict what cards you're going to receive back
Mhm.
and what card you're going to send, and so it's kind of an interesting concept, and it does look interesting to say the least.
Oh
but,
yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be one of those that I think hopefully add some new dynamic board games. We'll see. I don't
Right.
know. I haven't played the system, so. But then of course the Great Western Trail Argentina.
Mm-hmm.
It looks interesting to say the very least.
It looks
big.
like I'm going to get mad playing that with somebody.
Yes, yeah. It's very, very large. There's several different ways to win, which I always like the alternate win cons that you can do. But the map itself looks fantastic, and the board game itself is very well designed.
Yeah, it's very well designed, and it's I heard some people call it shoots and ladders with cattle.
Yeah,
and but I can't say that because unlike shoots and ladders, you can put traps on the shoots and ladders. So.
Right. But yeah, I think that pretty much wraps everything up. Kind of a short news week this week, but hopefully things with Christmas will pick back up, or I don't know, it may not till after the first of the year.
Yeah, it probably won't pick back up until the end of the holiday season, but we'll be here to let you know if it does, and once it does, we'll be here.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you want to come down and see us, we're at 205 South 1st in Ponca City, Oklahoma.
Or just leave a comment in any of our social medias. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. I think we're on Instagram. We're not on TikTok yet, I don't think.
Not yet. No.
Okay. Just let us know if there's anything you want to see, anything you want to have us cover, any kind of different content you want to see me and Kyle or anyone else up here go through, then let us know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And come on down and throw some dice.